dating scene as an Asian is cooked. Like, I swear every person I talk to have the same issues.
I just want to know which one of you ladies messed it up for everyone, because dating out here is so hard.
Now, I just want to rant a little bit because there's a lot of women complaining about Cheesecake Factory and like certain restaurants, and it's really annoying.
I know there's going to be a whole bunch of wounded and broken birds in my comment section talking about I have internalized misogyny and I'm a pig me. I mean, if I had $1 for every time.
Modern women are finally questioning why dating feels so broken, but the damage didn't happen overnight. Years of unrealistic standards, endless options, and one-sided expectations changed how men participate. So the real question is, are women finally realizing that the way men were treated helped create the dating market they complain about today?
I think my person I've been dating for the last month and a half, 2 months, is going to ask me to be his girlfriend tonight. So, I will let you know. Well, I don't know what the that was. That was worse than a first date, and I've been dating him for 2 months. I don't even know who was at that table with me.
The dating scene as an Asian is cooked. Like, I swear every person I talk to have the same issues. The first being, obviously, always have commitment issues. I know a lot of people date to date, but in my head, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, why are you talking to someone if you don't have any interest of, like, actually being with them in the future? And I feel like that's why so many situationships happen. And I'm sorry, I'm just not understanding, like, we're only getting older, guys. Like, the second issue I always come across is that they're always somehow a little bit narcissistic. It's always about me, 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 me. Like, only think about themselves and, like, like, no, baby. Like being so self-centered sickens me. The third is that they're avoidant, okay? And all these issues start piling up. And you're left there like, what the freak am I doing wrong? Because you can't read their mind. Lastly, the biggest one of them all, lust over love. Why is it so common these days that these men just be thinking with their dick? Like, whatever happened to being a gentleman? Whatever happened to candlelit dinners? Whatever happened to talking until the sunrise comes up and you can see the stars and everything? Ah! Like, what happened to the cute little dates? Like, why is it always boba and back shots? I quit!
1% of men absorb 90% of female attention. Then the complaint arrives about good men disappearing. They didn't disappear. They got passed over, stopped chasing, and built lives that don't require female approval. Fantasy was always the problem. Reality was available and consistently declined.
Alright, let's talk about things I hate about being a 304. In all honesty, I hate everything about being a hoe except the money. Like, I hate everything about it. The first one is the tricks, the men, the people that you have to deal with, the time wasters, all that. Like, I've had someone verify with me, send me a deposit, I pull up, crickets. Like, they just won't answer the phone, and I'm like, what the is the point of that? Like, I also hate sleeping schedule, like sleeping schedule, because I be out all night and then it's like I can't just sleep all day throughout the day because I be having to do. Going to jail. Going to jail, you gotta pay money to bail out, lawyers, like all that. Like, it's just not sweet. You gotta have that lawyer money stacked up whenever, because you just never know what's gonna happen next.
Let's be so for real. These men don't stand a chance in dating because women turn everything into a red flag. He didn't text back fast enough, red flag. He doesn't text enough, red flag. He doesn't call me enough, red flag. He fell asleep and took a nap and I didn't hear from him for 3 hours, red flag. He breathed the wrong way, red flag. He's existing, red flag. Everything is always something, even when it's nothing. And when he says it's nothing, that's also a red flag because he's lying. You'll hear some dumb shit online about, oh, you can tell a man is toxic by the way he smiles. So now you're looking at your man based on some dumb shit that you saw on the internet. Like, oh, he's smiling the wrong way. That means he doesn't like me. Y'all leave no room for these men to make any kind of mistakes. Women will literally make up entire storylines about men that they don't even know just to validate their own insecurities and then get online and say all men are trash. You're turning a golden retriever man who has no issues into a wolf based off your past experiences. And then you expect the new man, the good man, the better man to take on all of these challenges with grace when you are the fucking problem. How are you going to be able to go into a relationship looking for a good human being when you're already looking at him as if he's your ex-fucking boyfriend who cheated on you and he deserves to be treated like shit based on what somebody else did to you? And how do you expect these men to still want to date you when you literally turn everything into a problem? Everything is a red flag. Everything that he's doing is toxic. It's not good enough. It's poor behavior, and you're never satisfied. Like, make it make sense. Okay, bye.
Stability, chaos management, emotional labor, and unconditional tolerance demanded up front. Set one boundary, and the labels arrive: toxic, controlling, unavailable. Men who decline the rehabilitation project role aren't damaged. They read the job description honestly and didn't apply.
Well, I suck at being a girlfriend. I ain't that good at being a fiance. And
Why
I've
do
been
you
engaged
suck at
twice.
being a good girlfriend?
Why do you say that?
I got a little cheese problem.
You got a little what?
I have a problem with
Speaking to the mic.
We can't hear
infidelity.
you. Okay.
I have a problem with. I have legit never been faithful to anybody. Never.
Never, not one.
Not one.
What's the longest that you have been faithful in one of those relationships?
Yikes. Well, my last relationship. This is gonna get tricky. Let's just get the casa out. When I say cheat, is because I consider any relationship that you have outside of your relationship that your mate doesn't know about as cheating.
So not just sleeping together.
No,
Yeah.
a lot, many times where I had my little side guy, I wasn't even having. But it was totally inappropriate.
Yeah,
and that was
entertaining.
the goal of his. And I knew that. Never really got cheated on. Don't even know what it feels like. When I was in them, I damn near felt like, damn, I wish he had somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been in this bathroom 2 hours taking a bath. Get away from this dope, call yours. This is our time to call people that we really love.
Oh my
Away from my door.
Now, I just want to rant a little bit because there's a lot of women complaining about Cheesecake Factory and like certain restaurants, and it's really annoying. You guys don't even know how privileged you are. Do you know there's some women out here who have never even gotten flowers? Do you know there's some women out here who have never even gotten a real date? All you toxic women and bitter women are coming on social media, ruining it. You're making men not want to date. You're making men not want to try. Then when you guys complain on here saying men aren't chivalrous, men don't open doors, men don't do this, men don't do that, this is why. Because you bitch and complain about everything somebody does. Y'all are like very naggy, and it's really annoying. And like I said, if you have such an opinion on something, you plan the dates. You do stuff. How are you going to sit here and complain about where somebody takes you if you didn't throw out a suggestion? Y'all want men to lead so bad, but don't let them lead. A lot of y'all modern day women, y'all have got too much stuff going on in your brain where you guys are so privileged you don't understand.
7 pages of a menu at a chain restaurant is the perfect metaphor. Maximum options, zero commitment. Everyone leaves having spent more than intended on something unsatisfying. Abundance didn't improve the experience. It destroyed the ability to choose.
Isn't the point of like going to the bar like to meet people? Like, why are we like sitting at tables and like giving people bad looks when like you get approached by other people?
Like, I'm interrupting your conversation, but like isn't
why
that
are
why
you
you're
here?
at the bar?
Literally, go to Taco Mac or go to your garage if you really want to like hang out with your friends strictly.
You're
Otherwise-
wasting a table.
Otherwise, like the bar is for like mingling and meeting people. So like, can we stick to the status quo?
We don't want to have to go into the bar and like figure out like do they want to be approached?
Yes.
Do they want to talk? No, we need to go into the bar and be like, everyone here is approachable.
Yes, and down to be friends.
Can we all just be friends?
Please.
The number 2 way that women ruin relationships is having sex too soon. And this is not about being prude, you guys. You have to realize we're living in a very fast dating climate. Guys don't think extra. So basically, you're training them on who you are to them. They compartmentalize the women they're dating. So if they go on a date with you and you hop into bed with them, you're the girl that'll just hop into bed with them. It's not a bad or good thing. You're just compartmentalized into that spot versus the girl that always wants to go out, always wants to go dancing, always wants to do all this stuff. He knows that he has to do more for that girl. And it's not so much about being prude and who's better and who's worse. If you like sex, have sex. But I'm just saying, oftentimes it'll ruin the relationship. And regardless of the effort, you guys, you have to understand the more dates you go on, the more of a foundation of a friendship you're building. You're actually getting to know this person. He actually knows your hobbies. He knows about your families. He knows what you do for work. He knows your desires. So you're actually bonding. You understand? So there's a lot that goes on on in the dating process before you jump into bed that forms intimacy, that actually makes him like you, desire you, and makes him curious about you. So sometimes sex just kind of shuts down that door. So sex too soon could shut down his curiosity about you. So that is the number 2 way how women ruin relationships.
Playing hard to get collapsed when men discovered walking away entirely was also a move. The tension-building strategy got read as rejection and processed accordingly. The window to reverse that recalibration closed before most women noticed it had opened.
You know, if 3 years ago someone told me that I would be coming up online criticizing some of the trifling fuck shit that women are doing and defending men, I would have been like, what? What you mean? Like, how the tables have turned, where all of the trifling shit that women would complain about back in 21, 22, they're doing it in 25. They're straight doing it in 25. Like, how do y'all complain about men are not putting in effort? Men are not being intentional with the dating. Men are not doing X, Y, Z. And then when they meet a man that does everything, checks all of the blocks, you turn around and treat him like shit and ghost him. Huh? Ooh, may that karma find you. And that karma is going to be ugly. Like, the very first video that I come across is a guy on the verge of tears. And he is irritated, and his feelings is 1000% validated, because what you mean, you talk to a girl for 2 whole months. You plan everything out. You are taking time off from work to take this girl out on a first date, and this bitch ghosts you. Straight up ghosts you. Ooh, may that karma find her. May that karma find her. And after listening to his story twice, just to make sure that I'm not being biased about it, I was like, these are the same birds that will come up on Beyonce's internet talking about, my ex is a narcissist, and I'm a survivor, and I'm a victim. Nah, you're the problem. You are the problem. Between listening to that and Checo's content, oh my God. The problem is the women. And I'm going to keep saying this with my whole ass chest. The reason why the dating is hot, piss, and shit is because of the women. Is because of the women. Because y'all come up on Beyonce's internet and say with your whole ass chest that you don't want a guy that treats you good. You don't want a guy who's intentional. You don't want a guy who sits there and pays for everything. Because the standards, these high ass standards that you have for him, you don't like him. And that the dude that you really like, the dude that you're willing to have put you through the mattress like a spatchcock chicken, he ain't shit. He'll never be shit and will never amount to shit. He ain't even got a fucking job. And that you lower the bar and you lower the standards for these types of dudes. Hell, you give him money. And so it's mind-boggling how after he puts you through the ringer and he treats you like shit and he breaks your spirit, now you want to come up on Beyonce's internet talking about, I'm a victim. My ex is a narcissist. No, sweetheart, that was your fault. That was 100% your fault. And then after he done put several babies up in you, maybe gave you HIV, because now y'all going around talking about you don't even like wearing condoms, and that y'all trying to normalize HIV like, oh, it's just a pill that I got to take for the rest of my life. Oh, you hoes are nasty. Y'all are nasty. So hopefully the men are paying attention to the fuck shit that y'all are admitting to on the internet and moving accordingly. Because I'll tell you this much, none of you hoes are good enough to date my son.
Defending common sense got rebranded as defending men because the two became indistinguishable. Dating stopped being about building something and became about acquiring a lifestyle upgrade. The accessory model of partner selection produces exactly the relationship quality you'd expect.
I just want to know which one of you ladies messed it up for everyone, because dating out here is so hard.
At the risk of sounding totally arrogant, I think I can speak for all men on this. You see, the women that messed it up are the ones that taught us men that no matter how much we love her, no matter how much we're willing to change, what we sacrifice, how much we make, kill ourselves to provide a life for her, anything, nothing we could do, and more importantly, nothing that we could say towards the end would bring her back from her rage or her feelings, and that truly honestly, and no, really, bring it in. Hear me on this one, okay? The woman that messed it up for everyone is the one that taught all of us men that have gone through it that there is nothing more important in the world than her feelings. She comes first. And the moment she isn't happy, the relationship is done. You see, that killed it for men. Because we have hella reasons to leave all the time. And we stay right where we are, being loyal, working it out, trying to talk it out 9 times out of 10, right? And it's like when men aren't happy, they let it ride. They're just like, hey, listen, that's my girl. I'm going to work through it, whatever. When men aren't happy, nowadays they jet. And they jet in the scariest manner possible. Where it's just like, dude, you never see it coming. You really don't, right? It's like you have conversations and then you'll think that you're making progress. And then the next thing you know, they're angry out of nowhere, cold out of nowhere, detaching out of nowhere, distant out of nowhere, secretive out of nowhere, hiding their phone out of nowhere. And when all of these things start happening, you realize there's somebody else, right? You bring it up, they deny it. Again, it's too many games. It's too much hassle. You know how fun it is to go out, hit a night on the town, hang out with your boys, do whatever you want to do with nobody to tell you no, and to live a life of complete and total freedom? That is worth way more than chasing somebody that frankly doesn't respect or love you. And here's the thing. I heard this from one of my buddies recently. I'm going to say this because why not? He said he would rather, let's say this the PG way, okay? He would rather hire a woman because at least she's honest about it. And in the end, when they're done, she goes on her way. She has her money and she's happy. Where when you're in a relationship with somebody long term and they get unhappy and they leave, you have the same result. You've paid all this money out for somebody that promised you all of these things, and in the end, you're out a lot of money, the same. And guess what? She left anyway. It's literally the same result as hiring somebody. So that ruins it for men when we understand we can dedicate, sacrifice, and give everything, and you're still going to leave. Just so you know.
Money, time, and peace extracted over years. Then the narrative gets written positioning him as the villain in a story he funded. The financial and reputational destruction arrived together. Men who watched it happen to someone else made their adjustments before the invoice arrived personally.
I know there's going to be a whole bunch of wounded and broken birds in my comment section talking about I have internalized misogyny and I'm a pick me. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I was called a pick me for calling out the toxic bullshit that women do, my house would be paid off. I've worked 12-hour shifts before. I have been on my feet for 12 plus hours. And when I tell you that shit hurts, like your calves is throbbing. The ball of your feet is crying. And especially when you finally get home and you're like, I'm hungry and there is nothing to eat that does not require me to prepare it. You just want to cry. You really, really want to cry. So seeing that where you're working 12-hour plus shifts and you are grinding and you getting your check and you're making your check. Like say, for example, you're making like a little bit above minimum wage and you're bringing in $400 or $500 a week. And then some flat purse ass bird is like, I only want to go to a Michelin star restaurant. I want to go eat at Ruth Chris. Cheesecake Factory is for broke people. And I'm just sitting there like, so a whole week's worth of wage to go take your goofy ass to a restaurant on a first date. Bitch, have you lost your ever-loving mind? Mind you, I don't even date women. I'm not attracted to women. But looking at the math, just the math alone, like I get it. You got to charge it to the game if you're a man, and especially if you're trying to properly court a woman. But just looking at the math alone, my financially literate ass, I'm like, have you lost your ever-loving mind? And then what makes this whole situation so bad is these bitches won't even take themselves to go eat at the same restaurant, but demand that level of standard for a man that they do not hold themselves to. I think that's what really grinds my gear is you expect a man to treat you to a lifestyle that you can't even fucking afford. You want a man to give you an experience that you yourself cannot afford. You want a man to sit there and financially support a lifestyle that you yourself cannot afford. I think that's the thing that really has me a little tight, because in this day and age, especially when the economy is, kind of sketchy and shit is just high as fuck, and y'all make it so loud and obvious that you don't date for the sole intent and purpose of finding a partner. You're not dating for the sole purpose and intent to be with someone that you're willing to do life with. You just want to eat because your bitch ass can't afford to go out to the restaurants that you demand this individual to go through. And then another thing that really grinds my gear is you hold these men to a standard and you don't like them. That is the most, really fucked up part about the entire situation. You don't like those dudes, but the motherfucker that you really like, Pookie, that you really, really like, you will gladly spread your legs open and have him put you through the mattress like a spatchcock chicken for free. As a matter of fact, you will open up your wallet and give him money. You will have him driving your car for free. And that's the hypocrisy of it all. Y'all sit there and bitch and complain and cry about patriarchy, but yet you want to reap the benefits and the rewards of patriarchy. If that ain't some hypocritical bullshit, I really don't understand it. This is why I told my son, don't spend a single dollar on a chick unless she is seriously committed to being your girlfriend. But after the shit that we're going through right now, I don't know about that either. Because it seems like when you treat a woman good, she want to act stupid. But when you treat her like shit, then that's when she falls in line. And I cannot believe I'm watching this shit happen in real time.
A sponsor funds operations without equity or governance. Cover the costs, absorb the chaos. Receive nothing resembling partnership. Men who identified that structure and declined aren't commitment phobic. They're refusing a contract written entirely in the other party's favor.
Y'all, I think modern women ruin dating, and here's why. Let's get into it. Hookup culture. Women giving their bodies away to men that have not committed to them on any level. They've made relationships transactional, not being realistic. Now the majority of women want the minority of men, using tactics of shame and emasculating men to manipulate them in doing what they want them to do. Some men now are choosing to go their own way, not even trying to date in this modern dating culture. Ain't that a shame? A lot of good men not dating because they don't see value in this modern dating culture.
Best years given to men who treated them as temporary. Then the stable man gets presented with the accumulated damage and expected to absorb it silently. The loyalty never offered, the respect rationed for more exciting options, now requested from someone who was never the priority and knows it. Men are not the cleanup crew for choices they had no part in making.
Today I deleted the dating apps because I matched with a man whose first message to me was, "I bet your day just got a lot better because we matched."
So can someone make it make sense? Because women have literally been begging men to come to the table more confident, have more wit, have more charismatic and charm. And when they do, they still get dragged. So you mean to tell me when he says, hello, how are you? That's too boring. But when he hits you with some kind of cute banter, you don't even want to joke back and you think that he's part of the problem because you lack a sense of humor? Make it make sense. What is it that y'all want? Do you even know at this point? Because if he's too funny, that's weird and you're going to immediately block him. But if he just says, hey, how are you? Then that's boring and not enough effort. So you're still not going to carry out a conversation. That's confusing as hell. And imagine being so self-absorbed and so self-centered and so entitled that you think that a man that doesn't even know you, you are automatically entitled to his time, his effort, and his energy. Even though y'all are on the same exact dating app, so why not match that energy and give him the same banter back? Or is it because you lack a sense of humor? Which one is it? Y'all want men to make the first move, but then when he does, it's still not good enough. But if he does nothing, then he's a low effort, low value man. And let's just call it what it is. You didn't find him attractive enough, which is why you didn't continue the conversation, and you're just using dating apps for validation and more attention to feed your ego, your pride, and to make you feel good about yourself, even though you have zero intention of actually dating men that you're matching with in the first place. Okay, bye.
Attention harvesting on apps is documented, and men running triage on day 1 instead of month 3 are responding correctly. One message. Gauge the reciprocity. Exit if the energy doesn't match. If effort isn't there on the first interaction, it won't materialize later. and acting on that immediately is the only rational use of time. Dating didn't collapse because men suddenly stopped caring. Men adapted to what they experienced. They stopped chasing, stopped tolerating one-sided dynamics, and started valuing peace over approval. The damage is now visible, and fixing it requires more than asking where all the good men went. It requires understanding why they stopped showing up. Thanks for watching MGTOW Voice. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Support us and help spread awareness for men around the world. We welcome a healthy debate and discussion, so feel free to comment and share your thoughts.